Welcome to the Scale Smart podcast, the podcast where we dive into the tech trends shaping the tech landscape in 2025. Today, I'm here with Nelson Novais, the co-founder and the chief operating officer at Mosano. Nelson, thank you so much for joining me today.
And thank you for your invitation, Jacob.
My pleasure. So, Nelson, kick it off. Who is Nelson and what does Mosano do?
Well, who is Nelson? I'm a software engineer. Although my background is in electronics engineer, I'm also taking a PhD in electronics engineer with focus on AI because AI is now a trend and everyone talks about it. It's like teenage sex. Everyone talks about it, but everyone knows how to do it or really do it. To deep dive into it, I have over a decade now in software development. I started back in 2013, working in a small startup in Portugal, doing DevOps, web development, operational stuff as well. And then I decided in 2017 that it was my time to have my company. I challenged a few guys, which are my co-founders nowadays, so with to develop a product, which we have been developing it, but we understood during the development of that product that we would need a lot of money to to develop it and to get it into the market. And we decided to work as a software consultant. We started working with a lot of US companies because in 2017 everyone needed a software developer. So that led us to start growing our company, and that's it. Basically, since 2017, we have been working as a software consultant and at Mosano. We are a software development company. We work with a lot of startups, helping them develop MVPs, proof of concepts, full-fledged products, and we offer many services like UI and UX design, architecture, software development, front-end, back-end, DevOps, cloud infrastructure, app security, and that's it, I believe.
And what were some of the key moments that led to the founding of Mosano?
Well, first, the key moment, it was because I was starting to be bored at my job back then, and I thought that I would need a new challenge. And I always thought that I would be like a good CEO. Nowadays, I don't feel that way because being a CEO, although I'm not a CEO, it takes a lot of effort, and managing people, it's not easy. It's one of the hardest challenge of managing a company is to manage people. But back then, I thought that I would like to be like Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos. Well, everyone does. And I decided that I would like to have my own company, develop my own products. And that's what led me to create Mosano.
And being the chief operation officer of the company, what are some of your responsibilities and how do you ensure that the operations stay intact?
Well, my day-to-day duties is basically to oversee everything at Mozan, understand if marketing is working as it should, if sales are working properly, if the projects are working running smoothly. I have to talk every day with my clients, understand if everything is going accordingly, understand with the team if there's any need, if we have the capacity to develop all the projects that are on our pipeline, the ones that we might be on our pipeline. I have also to as we are a software company, we are a small company, so I have to wear many hats during my day. So I have to also be careful about the financial stuff of the company. I have to understand where we are, where we need to be, if we need to cut in anything that we are spending a lot of money. Understand if there's any tools that might be available to help us be more productive, because one of the problems nowadays is productivity. And because we are a remote first company, we need to make sure that everyone is working as it should. If people are coming to the office and if they are delivering what they should be delivering, I have to talk with the management teams, the project managers, understand the status of every project. And basically, it's my day to day is that making the company run smoothly.
Well, I'm not sure how many hours you've got in the day, but that sounds like a lot of tasks.
Yeah. Now taking it in mind that I'm taking a PhD and I have to go to the faculty and do my work for my PhD, so it's not being easy.
How do you find managing all them tasks? Like, what's like the main driver for you that keeps you on the right path to make sure you're leading by example and making sure that you're setting the right foundations for everybody in the company to kind of look at you and think, right, Nelson's on us. We need to make sure we're doing stuff. And because what you just mentioned there about all them different tasks, that could be quite hard for somebody to manage them directly. So what are you doing to manage them from your perspective?
Well, one of the things I like is to delegate and to trust people, although sometimes it doesn't work as we expect it to. So I believe we have to trust people that they are capable of doing their duties. I also have two very good two co-founders on the technical side and also on the strategy perspective, and they are good leaders, and I try to inspire my leadership skills in them and try to pass down that leadership skills onto the team as well. I try to communicate as much as I can with the team because I believe that one of the key crucial things in a small team, and I believe in all teams, but in a small team like Mosano, it's communication, and being a remote, it's even more important to communicate every day. I'm not sure if I'm responding directly to your question or if I went outside of the scope of your questions. So if I went, so I'm sorry, and if you can rephrase again, I can directly answer.
So the tasks that you've got, they require a lot of headspace. They require a lot of time. What were you saying some of the main things you're doing to making sure that you get the task done, but also making sure you're always leading by example, being in such a high corporate role in the company?
Okay, one of the things that you have to be when that you have to have in mind when you have a lot of tasks to do in your day is to be organized. So I have to use I use my schedule like with the small blocks, like at 9 a.m. I have to do this, at 10 a.m. I have to do that. And that's what we try to enforce in our company. It's organization, create a resolution path for any task that we have, and using that resolution path to make sure that people understand their duties, and even for us to understand what we need to do. And that's the kind of process and mentality that we have at Mozan. It will always have like a resolution path to everything that we need to do during our days.
Mm. And changing the topic now to how you guys are kind of staying ahead. What do you see going on within the market? Obviously, we mentioned about AI. Like, how are you guys staying ahead and not making sure you're being left behind with all these new emerging trends coming up pretty much every day?
Like I mentioned, we have two great technical co-founders, which is Jose and Francisco. They are always eager to learn more about new tech and to stay ahead of the market. And we try to make our employees, our team members, to be as like them and to feel
Mhm.
interested about these new technologies. And we see that the market is going into the AI. It's not going, it's already there, but more and more companies are going to the AI. And we do a lot of development here, like research and development at Mozano, to understand what we can use to make us more productive, because we don't feel that AI will replace anytime soon software developers, at least probably in the next 5 years. After that, I don't know, but in the next 5 years, probably it won't replace them, but it will make developers more productive, because there are tools nowadays like Bolt, Cloud, ChatGPT that really enhance the capability of each developer. It doesn't make it someone that does not have any technical experience a good developer, or even a developer, because if you don't understand the fundamentals, you can't be a developer, even with chat gpt or Claude or any other AI tool. But if you are a good developer, if you use a good AI tool, you will be more productive, like for a factor of 3, 5, or 10 times. If you are a really great developer, seasoned developer with AI tools, you can be really productive. And that's what we are doing at Mozano. We are trying to establish new ways of thinking, new ways of using AI tools to make us more productive.
And obviously, starting any business, and it's something that I ask all of the guests that come on. There's so many hurdles which comes with running a business, and I've come over many hurdles as well. What would you say are some of the biggest hurdles you guys have had to jump over at Mazzano that have really shaped you into being the company that you are today?
Well, I would say that finding good people is one of the hurdles,
Mm.
Where we probably struggle the most in the beginning because there's a lot of people in the job market, but not everyone is the suitable for small companies, or even suitable for your culture, or for the tasks that you need to do day to day. The second one, and it's something that we are now realizing, that it's working on with sales and marketing, because although you can be really good in what you do, getting the things that you do to the public, or to make the public understand how good you are, you really need a really good marketing team and a sales team. And something that I would advise to anyone coming to a company like Mosano, or thinking about creating a company like ours, is to, after some while, starting thinking, really thinking, deep dive into sales and marketing, because that's something that is really crucial, because there's a lot of competition, and if you don't stand out in the competition, you will die for sure. Even if you are good, if you don't stand out, you will die.
And what are you guys doing to stand out?
Well, we are creating a new process within our sales process to be more aligned with the marketing department, creating content, generating new content that is appealing to our audience, because we understand that our audience is very tech savvy, and it doesn't consume like generic content. So it doesn't make any sense to create generic content to them. And we believe that with the right content, with the content that generates interest in this type of audience, we'll be able to educate them, to nurture them, and to be able to close more deals, and to get more attention for what Mozano does. And yeah, that's what we are trying nowadays.
And what would you say are some of the biggest challenges businesses face when it comes to digital transformation, and how do you help solve them problems for these companies?
Well, one of the challenges that we see the most is scalability problems. Most of the times, companies come to us with a huge technical debt because they made decisions to make them be able to get to the market fast. And sometimes they don't take the best decisions while doing that. And scalability problems, it's one of the biggest problems that we see in the companies that come to us. They have like really not well structured monolithic architecture. Not that monolithic architecture it's a problem per se, but the way that is built is not something that is scalable. And most of the times they are looking to have millions of users in their platform, and scalability, it's something that we help companies achieve with our expertise. Others, it's lack of user centric design. They often have a very good product, but it's really hard to work with them, and they start losing clients because they don't understand how their tool works, and we help them enhancing their product. Others, it's just like a bad choice performance wise. They had bad choices for the front end. Mostly of the mobile applications that we helped enhance, we built like with tools like with Ionic or Cordova, and they really like the performance that people are looking to for their product, and we help them building or native development, or with other tools or other cross-platform tools like Flutter or React Native, and they do see a really huge improvement on their. That's the basically that's the main challenge that we see with clients that come to us. Others, basically, they are moving their teams from like Eastern Europe or from India to Portugal because they want to feel more cultural aligned with us. They feel more cultural aligned with us rather than working with Eastern or with Indian teams. I have nothing against them, but basically sometimes American companies, the ones that we used to work, they feel more aligned working with the Portuguese teams rather than the ones that I just mentioned. And that's one of the challenges that we also see with our clients, that why they are working with us or with the Portuguese companies like Mozano, is that they feel more culturally aligned with us.
And where are you seeing some of the biggest growth opportunities this year, and how are you guys really going to tackle them to grow the business?
I think that, and it might be a buzzword, but integrating with AI, it's one of the best opportunities in the market, because it's not only about adding some AI stuff to your platform, but thinking about how AI can enhance your product. It can be really helpful for most of the companies or for day-to-day process. And for instance, if you have a company that does a lot of systematic codes for other companies, and these codes takes a lot of time to do, but they are all similar. It's easy to automate this process with AI tools. If you receive a lot of requests, or if you have like a really tricky way to receive requests from your client, you can create an AI to from an input from your client to automatically generate a quote, or to generate a request from your client, not asking them to go into a really complex setup wizard to just to make a request based on multiple things. If you allow this person to interact with a bot and to tell them what they need just by typing some words, you'll be able to do the same work and to cut probably by 30% or by 40% the amount of effort that your user or your teams would need to just to create the same thing. There's a lot of room for improvements where you can use AI, and I see that the in 2025 that's one of the things, or one of the best opportunities that we will have on the market to explore.
And looking into this year now, what are some of the goals you've got as a company?
Well, as a company, our goal is to grow as usual. We want to incorporate as much as we can AI into our development process. And basically is that is to grow our company, grow our way, grow our marketing department, grow our sales department, grow our team in general, and incorporate as much as we can AI tools into our day to day, because that's how we can improve our process, be more efficient, and be more productive as well. Probably with the right mindset, with the right AI tools, we can enhance our productivity by a factor of three.
Amazing. And if people wanted to reach out, Nelson, find out a little bit more about you guys, maybe have a chat, where's the best place for them to do that?
Well, they can reach out to us through our website or through email or even LinkedIn. That's the best channels that people have to reach out to us.
Amazing. Well, once again, Nelson, thank you so much for joining me today on the podcast. I really do appreciate your time, and I really appreciate you sharing your insights as well. So thank you.
Thank you, Jacob, as well. Thank you for having me.
No, it's been a pleasure. If you enjoyed the podcast with Nelson, make sure to leave it a like. And if you want to reach out to Nelson, make sure to do that on the respective platform. And see you in the next episode. Bye for now.